Hey everyone, I'm NornQueenAlexis and welcome back to the channel. Today we are doing a studio update video because I haven't done one of these in a few months, and some of my armies have grown and some of my armies have gotten unique units that I really want to share with you guys. You guys do know about my Sisters of Battle, as they are featured on the channel, well, the most heavily on the channel, as they are the army that I truly love. But there have been several other armies that have gotten updates that I really want to share with you guys. So this ranges from my Demons to my Custodians to, what else is over there? I think it's mostly just Demons and Custodians and Sisters today. But I want to get into these models because I did a lot of these myself. I'm kind of proud of them. I'm kind of showing them off. I'm sorry. I just am. I'm going to be honest about it. But I wanted you guys to see them because you guys, if you follow me on social media, Twitch, Twitter, and Facebook, you've probably seen these models, and I'm going to go into a little bit more detail with them. So, let's take a look at these things. So as you guys can see, there is a ton of stuff here, and gray stuff here. This is gross. Ew, gray stuff. But there is a ton of stuff here, and we're just going to try to get through this little by little. Some of the stuff you may recognize, some of the stuff you may not recognize. If you saw my Retributor video, you know what these are. And you might be asking yourself, Alexis, why are they headless? It's because I can't stand GW's heads. But the actual reason is because I'm waiting for different head sculpts that are good looking. Anyway, let's get into this. We have a bunch of stuff. I'm going to try to go over some of the little stuff really quickly. We have Valkia the Bloody in here. I haven't touched her yet. I do intend to paint her up. I am actually excited about this one. This is a fine cast model, unfortunately, but whatever. So we're going to try to get some of this stuff out of the way really quickly. A lot of this stuff is from Raging Heroes. I buy a lot of Raging Heroes stuff if it's not obvious. I'm going to use her for a Possessed or a what is it? A Renegade Psyker, because, get it? Possessed, Medusa. Yeah. This is going to be for an Acolyte. This is going to be Thalia Polonia. I'm going to get her painted up and use her as part of my retinue for narrative campaigns. Then we have another sister that I'm going to be using as a Canoness. She's going to have the 3+ invulnerable save represented by the shield. I'm going to replace the gun here with an Inferno pistol. And, you know, sword because Blessed Blade. Whoop. Let's get these out of the way now. Other things from Raging Heroes really quickly. This I purchased on my own. I haven't touched this kit yet. I've been meaning to. I have a few penitent engines slash mortifiers slash whatever the hell they are. I want to do a full squadron of 15 of them. See how that works. So right now I'm up to 12. So I think I want to get one more box of these and go from there. I forget where this model is from. This is a really baller model. And I remembered where it's from, and I can't figure it out. Oh my god, you're from it's another game. Wow, why am I drawing blank at this? It's a really grimdark game, and I cannot remember it. It's the harp lady from something. Oh my god, you guys know in the chat if you know who this model is. Hang on, let's take her out. Okay, so I remembered she's from Kingdom Death. I totally didn't have to just Google that. That is not what happened. But she's going to be used as an Inferno and Raptress. I'm going to use her for my Slaanesh army, my Demon army. I think it's a terrific idea. I wanted some more uniqueness from my army itself. So that's what I'm going with for my Slaanesh army. So the next thing is the Land Raider Helios, painted up by Rockstar Sanguinis. It is definitely from him, because it has his beautiful paint job, by the way. Like, it is absolutely gorgeous. Like, you have the barreling work here where it shows that it's been superheated. All the weaponry and everything looks super nice. There's LEDs in it. right now I don't have a battery in it. I'm charging them currently. Has Diva on the side because Diva's my favorite character in Overwatch. I really like Diva. This is a Land Raider Helios. And now it's a Land Raider. Ooh. Actually, I have to switch this out for a Heavy Bolter. But, yeah. The top of it is not on, so if you're seeing the gaps there, it's because the vehicle top is not on, so the batteries can be switched. Because it is really hard to do it through the front opening. So that's the Land Raider Helios. It is beautiful, and I absolutely love this thing. What should we do next? You know what? Another thing by Rockstar. This is a Canoness from Raging Heroes. It's not a Canoness per se, but it's one of their signature women set. Their toughest girls or something like that. But I'm going to be using her as a Canoness. She's going to have a combi weapon, and I'm going to say it's a combi melt-a-gun, even though that's kind of a combi plasma. But whatever, don't really care. Blessed blade, and really good base work. I really like this. Really love all the highlighting. The face could be better. But Rockstar does amazing work, so I don't really mind too much. But yeah, all the shadowing on the cape looks terrific. And I really, really, really like this Canoness. You'll be seeing more of her on the channel. And I guess we're going to Sisters of Battle, so let's get the Retributors out of the way. There's an extra Battle Sister there that I found on my floor. Another Multi-Melta, another Multi-Melta, and another Heavy Flamethrower. So, some of you have questioned why there's 5 heavy weapons in my Retributor squad. It's because I want to do things like put 3 in one squad, 3 in another. Yeah, just trying to get a bunch of heavy weapons. I'm getting a bunch of heads 3D printed for them. We have their Sister Superior. She has... You've seen the video on this, hopefully. I really hope you did, but she is finished. I cannot paint faces, so I do apologize. But, hang on, let's try to get some of the detail on her. This is the best work I could do. So, yeah. Let's see, will you focus? There we go. Look at that, you did it. I think it came out pretty well. No complaints, looks good on camera, and that's all that's important. So we got more additions to our Sister of Battle. Put these off to the side. Now we're going to take a look at the biggest sister in our collection. This is Saint Junith, or Junith something or other from the Codex. I placed her with a metal model that I got from a friend. And the metal model has wings from the Scourge box set to make her an angel. For the life of me, I cannot remember what game she is from. I do apologize. But I did up her base work. And funny thing is she comes with a bigger base in the box. So I was like, why the hell wouldn't I use the bigger base? There's some highlighting going up the stairs. And you can see my, my terrible green stuff work right there. We're just going to ignore that and pretend that it looks fine. But I painted this model up. I think it came out pretty decent. Again, I cannot for the life of me. Let's try to get that focused. Are you going to focus? Are you? Look at it. Look at it. Look at it. Focus. Focus. I got the eyes painted. I got the lips painted. I got part of her painted. It looks okay. But the Imperial Eagle across it looks alright. I did break it in 2 parts, so that was my bad. I tried to rush through this build, and I do apologize. I did mess it up. But overall, I think it looks good from that angle. So that's all you're going to see that. Finishing off this Sisters of Battle, or I guess we'll just go over to the Inquisition. We have Inquisitor Rosalina Lockwood. You guys have seen this model before, but there have been some changes to her. She's got a burb. Burb is important. Also, her face has been worked on a little bit. And on the back of her base, there's a hammer. This way, she's properly armed if I want to run her as Inquisitor Cotiaz. You know, Cyber Eagle and hammer. There's a bunch of green stuff on the bottom to keep that wire in place. She does break quite a bit, but overall, I painted her. I think she came out really, really good. Really happy with the brown highlights. I was really hoping it wouldn't look like poop, quite literally in this case. So I'm pretty happy with how that all came out. So let's move her over. Let's continue with the Imperium factions. Let's go over to the Ministorum. We have 2 penitent engines. Now the thing about these penitent engines, one, they're completely magnetized, so I can take their arms off. But the other thing is, and you probably noticed this, the sentinel legs on them just make them look way, way beefier than they should be. And I absolutely love them for this. The sentinel legs really, really add the aesthetic that these things are missing. And it takes a model that looks like absolute garbage and makes it look so, so much better. Just add sentinel legs. It's better. You're not playing these competitively. They're not that good. But my god, are sentinel legs on these things cooler. I ordered like 3 other sentinels just so I can do this. No, I ordered one other sentinel and one other of these just so I can have a 3rd one that matches. So let's move these over now. Base work is all done, which is corkboard. It's corkboard on all of my bases. And we're just going to keep ignoring her for a little bit. It's good to build up to her. She's waiting patiently. Next up, we have my Chaplain dreadnought. This model is going to be Legends in like a couple of weeks, but I thought, hell, I have one. Might as well build it up. And I decided to go a little bit silly with it. I gave it a siege drill, even though this weapon is absolutely terrible, and a plasma cannon. Why the plasma cannon, you may ask? Oh, seems like a cool idea. But it is highlighted. There's actually 3 colors of red on the wires themselves, but you can't really see it on camera. But overall, I think the aesthetic is captured. Dreadnoughts are laughably tiny, by the way. Like, I should go grab my Redemptor dreadnought and just put this guy next to him, and you'll giggle at just the size of him. He is so small and so cute. If you don't know, Forge World regular dreadnoughts like him are actually smaller than normal dreadnoughts by like a few millimeters, but it's so noticeable. Like, you can actually see that this arm is way bigger than this arm. And it's comical. Like, granted, if you're going to run him, you run him with a Stormbolter, regularly dreadnought close combo weapon, and a twin lance cannon on the other side. But since this guy's going to be Legends, I don't really care too much about him because I'll be taking him to friendly games and be like, hey, that's a las cannon. Is that cool? Or I'll just buy a las cannon later on. But yeah, he's laughably small. Like, laughably small. Like, a Sister of Battle is comparable to him. And just look at Junith next to him. He's just so tiny. Continuing with Imperium factions, we have a bunch of Custodians. We have mostly just ones with spears. I needed a couple more spears because originally I made them all as sword and board, and I barely had any spears. You only need 1 shield per squad, so I want to get more spears. So I did. Boom. There we go. Bam. Sorry. They're all in more of action-y poses. I tried to get them in. I love this one. I love this one. I don't know why. I love this one. It reminds me of a tarot card for no reason. Let's get them over. And you're drunk. Get out. Too much happy time. Go-go juice. Then we have my shield captain. He's not in the Loris Terminator armor or regular armor. He's just, I kind of built him up just to look really special. So that way I can use him as a shield captain in just the regular armor. He's got a spear and a Mesocordia, or as I like to call it, the Mega Accordion. The wings on his back come from the banner kit. I had extra. And yeah, there he is. Boom. Next we have 3 of the little Palace attack tanks, I think they're called. This one is just about finished. I need to do some detail work on the red itself, and I need to hit this with some white. But overall, this is how I want the tanks to look. So I got 3 of these just to add to the bulk of my Custodians. I really like that their tanks are actually one-man tanks. I think that is really, really, really cool. There's no gunners or anything. It's all just controlled by the Custodian himself. So let's go ahead and get these out of the way, because they're little tanks. And you're adorable. And let's move on to the bigger tanks. This is the Grav-attack, I think it's called. But this is how I want it to be, sort of. This one, it does not have the highlights on the red yet, nor does it have the highlight of silver along all of the gold. But essentially that is how I want the gun to look. It did warp a little bit, so I do have to take my heat gun to it and fix it. I do have to finish the guns down here, but overall this is the work in progress. These two are still just here chilling. I originally magnetized this thing because I thought that I could buy the turrets separately, and it turns out you actually can't. And I was really upset by that, but then I realized that all the turrets would just have this anyway, and I felt really silly. But I like magnetizing things, so whatever. It means that it won't fall over if it's turned upside down. Where these ones, they won't either. Okay, so I did it for absolutely no reason. Shush your face. Anyway, let's move these out of the way. But there are 3 of them. I do intend to get 3 of the other tank as well. The one with the 2 barrels that's more commonly used in tournament play. My idea for Custodians is I want 3 of every tank because 3 of every tank looks cool. So let's get the ugly demon out of the way. This is my Demon Prince of Slaanesh. It's just a Demon Prince of Slaanesh. That's kind of it. Its wings look really nice, but otherwise the model kind of looks atrocious. I do apologize. I painted this, and yeah, it looks pretty bad. I'm not thrilled with how this guy came out. Oh well. Win some, you lose some, right? Next up, let's do the Contorted Epitome. I did all of the base work plus the tentacles going through this thing. As you can see on the actual base itself, there are 2 tentacles that just kind of dance around everything. Tried to make them look like tongues. Then we have the Contorted Epitome itself, the 2 heralds on it. I'm not that good at painting faces, so please forgive me. They kind of look atrocious. I am sorry about that. But the mirror looks good. The back of the mirror. I think the back of the mirror looks actually better than the front of the mirror. But I'm quite happy with how this turned out. I did sculpt breasts on both of their sides so that they have, well, they have a breast. They have boobs. This is the breast job I've ever done. Actually, that is, but you'll see that in a second. But this is the tits, okay? I'm not gonna apologize for anything. I like my Slaaneshi harlots having breasts. Sorry. I like the androgynous demon look, but at the same time, my demons are based off of, well, Pleasure and Lilith, so they're gonna be all women, and definitely women. So we have my Keeper of Secrets. If you watch the progress of this model on my channel, on my Facebook, you can see all of the work that went into this. But we have a crushed sanguinary guard on top of a base that's pretty built up with cork. Then running up the model itself, we have a missing piece that fell off and I don't know where it went. But I did sculpt the breasts. I did sculpt the hair that's on her as well. The breast, I think, came out really, really, really well. Though it's a little bit bigger, but that's okay because dominant side breast is always a bit bigger than the other side. That is just, like, that's an actual thing. Going down the arms, we have all of the highlighting done. All of the highlighting on the skin, the gold. There's the hair I did that runs all the way down her leg, or her butt. It's almost as long as mine. I redid a lot of the work on the breast itself to try to match the other side. It didn't come out exact, but I think it came out with a good aesthetic for the walking pose that she's in. And I actually did, wait for it, get the eyes. This is one of my few models where I painted every part of it. Even her tongue is purple. Looks black, but it's purple, I promise. But yeah, I worked really hard on this. I did this model from beginning to end in 2 days. I was actually watching Monster Misumi at the same time of making this model. By the way, that anime is absolutely terrible and should never be watched in good company. It is very, very, very creepy. All of the highlights were done to the cape itself. A good chunk of it is just lighting right now, but you can see some of the highlighting running down the leg and some of the highlighting of lighter color on the bottom. But overall, I really, really, really like the aesthetic that this presents. This is the best GW model that's ever come out, and I would argue that this is the best sculpt GW has ever done. It's comparable to Creature Caster, and they have the best demons on the market. Speaking of Creature Caster, let's get one of their demons. So this is my Blood Slaughterer of Khorne, my Khornate Berserker champion person that is a Bloodthirster. There we go. Bloody blood. So this one is not casting magic, because magic is bad. It's blood magic. Ooh, so different. But she's casting the blood mist. But overall, I wanted a red demon. The eyes on her are painted as well. All of the red is highlighted with 5 different reds, including some oranges. You can really see the orange on the flame itself and on the tips of the wings. And that glorious crimson bottom. Look at that crimson bottom. Look at it shine. That is a bottom of a demon. That is happiness right there. She looks like a tomato. Angry tomato. Tomato butt. That is all I'm going to see from now on. I should have given her a tail. A really long tail. That would have been cool. Oh, I might do that now. I might actually give her a tail. But this is a 100mm base because the Creature Caster models put it on a 60mm. So I carved out a 100mm base, put 100mm around it, which you can see broke, but put 100mm around it, filled it with green stuff, did it up with cork, and made it look like this, which, to be honest, looks pretty cool, in my opinion. I really, really, really like this demon. And with it, we have come to the conclusion, by the way, this is how good they are compared side to side, of the studio updates for, what the hell is today? It's not March. It's February. Yeah, whatever. It's the beginning of March, just about. I'm waiting for March because Adepticon. I'm excited for Adepticon. I'm going to be at Adepticon. Go to Adepticon. I can't wait to see you guys. I want to get as many games in as at Adepticon as possible. If you're going to be there, shoot me a message on Twitch or on Twitter or Facebook or Discord, Discord being the easiest, and hit me up. So I hope you guys enjoyed this update to the studio armies. I will give you more updates as the armies grow in the future. As always, I hope you enjoyed this content. If you did, please check out all the links in the description down below. There you can follow me on Twitch, Twitter, Facebook, and Patreon. Patreon goes a long way to help supporting the channel. It really, 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 really helps the channel. And it actually bought me some of these models, so thank you. As always, I'm NornQueenAlexis. I love you guys. Bye.